Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mohammad Ilyas and today in this video we are going to see about forms and input tags. So let's start the video. Yes. So now you can see I have created a form and input.html file and also I have opened that file in the browser. But before starting this, let's know about what is form. So forms are used to collect data from user. And there are many types of forms like login form, register form, or sometimes we need form where we need personal details of a person like full name, last name, and email address, and also we need address also or location, that kind of data if we want from the user. That time we can create forms and we can get the data. So in this video, we're going to see how we can create a simple form and what are the things required for that. So let's start with the HTML tag in our code. Before that, we need to create doc type, which is HTML, and let's create HTML tag over here. Inside that, we'll have a head tag, and let's create a title and give a title as form, and let's create body tag. Yes. So inside the body tag, let's create form tag starting with the angular basis and then form, and let's close it. So if I save now, nothing will going to be appear here because once we create a form, inside that we need to create inputs. Okay. What are the types of inputs you want? That type of inputs you can create. Okay. So let's start using the input tag inside this. So I have created an input tag and I'm closing it, and it's a self-closing tag, so you don't have the tag something like this for the input. Okay, so it's only a self-closing tag, and inside that you will have the type property. Okay, so there are many types, so we'll going to see everyone and we'll see what are the differences between this. Okay, so first type we have is text. I have provided the text here and let's save it. And now you see in the browser that some rectangular boxes appear. Inside that you can write the input, any kind of input you can write it. Okay. So like this, the input tag will work. So you can provide the data over here. So right now you can see we have created an input tag, but it is not having any type of label. Okay, label in the sense representation of this box. Okay, so that time what you can do is before this input, you can create one more tag called label, and you can give a name that let's do first name for this. Let's save it. Now you see we got the first name and then rectangular box, which is an input box. Okay, so this is the label. This label is the representation of this input box. Okay, first name we are saying, so first name we will going to provide it over here. Okay, so that way. So let's create one more label and give it as phone number. Okay, and let's save it. And now you can see phone number, we got it over here. And let's create one more input tag for the phone number. Okay, so it's a self closing tag, so I'm just closing like this, and then type you can provide it as number. Okay, so once you provide number, we got it here. Okay, in the next line. So if I write anything, it's accepting the number, but it will not going to accept any kind of text because we have told that input tag to allow only numbers. If you are saying type as text, at that time it can allow anything. But if you are saying number, it will only allow number. Okay, it will not going to allow any special characters, any text or anything. It will only allow number. So these are the two types. One is text and one is number. And if I zoom out to the normal, you see it's coming only in a one line. Okay, so how we want, if we want in the next line what to do. So it's a line level tags. Okay, we have saw that block level and line level. Okay, so label and input both are a line level, that's why you are getting in a one line, but you can break through. Okay, so after this input I'll use br, which is a break condition or break tag we can say, which is also a self closing tag, so you don't need to close it. And let's save this. And now you see we got it in the next line. Okay, that's how you can break it. And if you want to break it further with the labels also, you just go ahead after the label and create the break tags. Okay, so like this you can get it in the next line. Okay, see, we got it like this, first name and the phone number, like this. So let's go through each of the type and let's see what is the difference between all of them. Yes. So now you can see I have created a form, and inside that we have a label called text and the input as type text. Okay. So this we saw that text type text of input where we can provide any kind of data. It can be number, string, or any kind of special characters that we can provide inside that. Okay. So then also we saw one more, that it's a number. So number where we can provide only numbers, not the string or any type of special character. If we want to provide it, we can't provide it. Only it will accept numbers because the type we have set to number. But in the text, it will be like any type of text we can say. Okay, number also text, we can assume that. So that's the reason it is allowing the number also. And then we have type as password, where if you write anything, it will not be visible to the user. Okay, so for the password, if you saw in the login forms also, it will be there. Okay, so you can have any type of password and nobody will see that password, okay, inside that tag. And then we have type as radio, which will allow us to have this kind of button. This is called radio button also, we can say to that. So it will be like this. Okay, if you click, it will be like unable. Okay, so like that way. And then we have a type called checkbox, where you can have you can get this checkbox and you can check and uncheck. Okay, so sometime in the forms also it might need it, so that we can add that time. Okay, and then we'll have file type. So with this file type, what you can do is you can upload any file to your HTML. Okay. So if I go to choose, and you can see over here, let's select this logo and open it. So you can see we are able to get that logo over here. Okay. And now we have then tag called range. Let's open it, and you can see now we have this range, and it will give you this progress bar kind of thing where you can do this. And also it will have some more attributes called min value, where you can provide minimum is 0 and max you can provide also, like say 40. Okay, that way you can provide it over here. So this minimum is 0 and maximum is 40. Okay, that way. And then we have one more type as called color. Okay, so you see this color by default it will be like black, and if you want to change any color, and you can get the values of it. Okay, so you can change also, so you can get in the hex code or RGB colors like that. Okay, so you can choose, and if something is there, the photo and kind of thing, that time you can click on this picker and you can just get that color. Okay, if I click over here, it will giving me 255, 255, 255, which means a white color. Okay, if I get want to get this blue color, right, just click on this and you can see the color you are getting over here. Okay, that way this color type will work. And then we have tel. Okay, tel is nothing but telephone. That way, if we want to provide any kind of number over here, like mobile number or something like that, we can provide it over here. And then we have a button type. Okay, with this what you can do is you can create a button. Okay, so let's see. Now you see we are getting a button but no value inside that, like no representation of that. That time there is a attribute which you can use is value. Okay, and you can provide text over here and it will be visible inside that button. Okay, and same thing we have the submit button. Okay, so if we get this, you see type is submit, and we don't need to give a value because it will be like automatically coming. So both are same, only the thing is in the button case we need to give a value, and in the submit case it will come by default submit value. And if you change the value, it will be changed. Okay, so click. So we can see if you provide any value, it will going to change it. Okay, so it's not like you can't change the value of submit type. Okay, and then we have type as date. Let's enable this and let's see. So with this you can select the date. Okay, if it's like some other year, just click over here and scroll up, you can select this year, and let's say August 15. Okay, so that way you can pick the date. Okay, So sometimes like in the forms there can be like a date of birth, okay, that you can provide. So that time you can take type as date and you can provide this and they can select the date of birth from this, okay, that way. And last we have the search type, okay. So this you can use for the searching something. So if I'm searching some like men's shoes, and you can see by default it will give you this cross button over here, okay. But in the text you see if I write anything it will not going to give us over there. So this option we can get it with the search type, okay. So if I click this it will be reset, okay. So these are the few types of inputs which we can use in order to create a form. Yes. So here you can see I have created one file called 09register.html. So let's create a simple registration form and let's see how we can create with the form and input tags. Okay. So let's start with the doc type HTML and then let's provide HTML tag and inside head, and let's give a title called register form, and let's create the body tag over here, and inside the body we need to have a form. But before that let's create a heading with a h1 tag, or let's use the semantic called header and then h1. So register form, okay. So if I say refresh, we'll get this refresh register form over here, and inside the main let's create this form, okay, because we want to use the layouts also, that's why. So yeah, form, and inside that let's try to have first name, last name, email address and the password, okay. So this data we want from the registration form, okay. So first thing, let's create a label and give the first name, and let's create input for that, and it's a self closing, and then type, let's provide that text, okay, because we are only asking for a first name, okay. So this is created, and then let's create one more label with a name called last name, and then let's create one more input for this, type as text again because we want a name which is a text only. So now we got the first name and last name, and then let's create one more label for the email address, okay. And I want this in a next line because these two, first name last name, I want in a single line, so that's why I'm keeping like that. And let's create one more break over here so it will come into the next line. You can use multiple breaks, okay. So if you want more space you can use multiple breaks, so it will give you the space, okay. That's why I'm using two over here. Then let's create input tag, and type you can take it as text, or one more type is there called email also, okay. That also you can provide it for the email one, okay. It will not going to suggest you that @gmail.com or something, but if you are using this, it might say if you don't provide anything, if you give uh, value @.com something, once you submit it, it will say it should not be like that, it should be some example dot com, okay, something like this it should be showing to you. So some time of validation it will be there, so that it will going to trigger that time. That's why we use type properly, okay. And then let's create one more break or two more breaks I can say, and the label, and let's use let's have phone number first and then the password, okay. So let's use in a single line only these two things, input and then type as number, or you can use also tell, okay. So both, any one of that you can use, and let's create two breaks and a label for the password, and input type as password as we have the password type, okay. So I have saved that, and let's create one more label for the confirm password, okay. So there will be a form like we need to confirm our password, what is like whatever password we have written, it is remembered to us or not. For that purpose we have to write one more, and we can use only password for that also. So yeah, so confirm password and password, And lastly, we need a button to submit it, like register button, submit button, that kind of thing. Okay. So let me use break twice, and then only input tag with a type of submit. Okay. And you can give a value also, like register. Okay. Now you see, now we have our form here. Okay. So let's do one more thing over here. After header, I will just provide HR. So we'll get some line over here. Yes. And I can use break outside of this also in order to get some space. Okay. So like this space we can get. Yeah. So this is about our register form. So you see, like here I can provide my name over here, and then email address the at gmail.com, and some number I can provide, and then password, whatever password I want here, and then you have this register button. Okay. So right now we are not using JavaScript, so we can't send it anywhere. But if you click register, it will be refresh the page. Okay. So that will going to happen. But we have the form, we have the basic form ready, which we can show in our web page. Yes. So this is about the forms and input. We saw like how we can create a form, how we have the different types of inputs, and how we can create a simple register form. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you feel this video is helpful to you, hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.